friends, my name is Daniel Villarino. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today is March 22nd, 2015, and spring seems to be finally arriving here in Reston, Virginia. Although, as you can see in this picture, a couple of days ago we still had some snow. It's less than 1 year since I began turning, which was back in April, May 2014. As a beginner in this hobby, I made some research and found that these tools are really good for people who has not a lot of experience in turning. These are tools that have carbide inserts. This one is a round one, this is a practically square one. It has a small curvature, and there are some that are perfectly square. And basically the recommendation of the manufacturer is that when the tool finally loses the edge, you just replace it. So when I began doing this, I got a few of these inserts and I had them for replacement, and fortunately I didn't throw away the ones that I took off, which are these ones. This is one example, and you can see another one here. Okay, so I have several of the old ones that for some reason I kept. So these carbide tools have certain advantages and disadvantages regarding the high-speed tools, like the cutting tools, like the skew chisel and the gouges. Those are basically cutting tools, while the carbide tools work more like a scraper. So the edge and have a sharp one is very important if you want to obtain good results. In the recommendations of the manufacturer, what you do is you place one on your holder and you cut with one side until you see that side is losing the sharpness, and then basically you turn it a quarter turn and then cut with another side, and then you make another turn and then another one, until finally, after using the fourth of the sides, the carbide insert is replaced by a new one. Now, I made some research and I found out that it is possible to sharpen these inserts, and since they are quite expensive, each one costs around $15–16. I think it's worth it to give it a try. Basically, carbides are combinations of ceramics and metals. They are sort of a combination between the carbide and vanadium, or the carbide and tungsten, which are very hard metals, and they hold the edge for a long time. The thing that is that to sharpen them you need something that is even harder or as hard as they are. And for that I have these metal plates which on the surface they have attached diamond particles, and these diamond particles are measured and selected so that they give you different grinds for the tools. So what I would like to do is to show you how I sharpen these carbide tips, and then after that I would like to put a piece of wood on the lathe and use a new carbide tip to show you the shavings that it gets, and then replace that by one freshly sharpened and see how the results compare. Okay, so I'm going to do that. This is a piece of rubber that I'm going to put on the table, because this table is very smooth, so that will produce a bit more of friction. And I am going to put some paper towels up here, and these are all the cutters that I want to sharpen. What we need is some sharpening oil. This is one brand, and then we are going to need the sharpening stones, and we have this set that comes with 2 metal pieces, and each one has a grit on each side. This one has a extra coarse grit here and a coarse grit on this side, and this one has a fine grit on this part and an extra fine grit on this part. The extra coarse is 60 microns, the size of the particle. The coarse is 45 microns, the fine is 25 microns, and the extra fine is 9 microns. Ideally, because these carbide inserts are so strong, you shouldn't probably need this stone, this metal part, because this is normally when you need to repair some damage to the edge. But if you have damage to the edge, the best way to do it will be to use first the extra coarse, then the coarse, and then go to the finer grits. I think that for inserts that just lost the edge, what you can do is probably just use the fine to begin the process, and then the extra fine to get the final sharpness. Now this pair of diamond sharpening pieces cost me with the box that in which they come, cost me $75. Each of these inserts is about $15. So by sharpening just one of them 5 times, I will recover the cost of the sharpening pieces. And well, as you can see, I have several of them, so I think it is more than justified the investment. So I'm going to begin the process and show you how it works. And once I have all of them ready, what I'm going to do is get one of these from the bag. They are new. Put it in my tool holder and place a piece of wood on the lathe. Make a try with that, see how it works, the type of shavings it generates, and then replace it with one of the new ones and see how that works. I have inspected each of these cutters and I haven't seen major damage on the borders, but some of them are pretty dirty. So what I am going to do is that I am going to start with the coarse. From there I'm going to clean the cutter, go to the fine, and the final step will be the extra fine here. So that way I will make sure that all the surfaces are very clean and the edges very sharp. What I'm going to do is to put some sharpening oil on the surface of the sharpening device, and then basically place the cutter face down and move it in a circular motion several times until I see that the surface is clean and smooth, and then clean it and go to the next step. Okay, I just sharpened the 8 carbide tips, and after closer inspection I realized that there are two, these two here, that has certain imperfections in the edge. Let me get the zoom closer, see if you can see it. It's a bit difficult. I think that's the closest I can get without getting the image to blur. Let me incline this and maybe you can see it better. Right there is like a black dot. That's actually damage to the edge, and in this case is over there. You can see also that sort of a black dot. That's also damage to this edge here. So I have a couple of options. The first one is to basically go back to the stones and use the extra coarse to try to eliminate that, and after that resharpen through the different steps. The second one, and I think that's the one I'm going to do, is because it's so little damage in that place and that place, I still can use all this part of the cutter, and I can use this side and this side completely, and probably this side as well. The only one that seems to be affected is this one. So I guess it's not worth it to lose material, and I will just keep resharpening until that disappears, with different uses along the time. So that's what I'm going to do. What I will do now is place one of these cutters in the tool and make a demonstration. No, one of these actually, one of these or this, and I am going to make a demonstration, see how it compares to a new one. Okay, I have made a mark here to indicate the areas where the cutter is a bit damaged, and also made several marks on the good ones so that I know that will be the place that is going to be in the side of the handle, and the opposite part is going to be the one that is going to be cutting. So I always rotate this cutter clockwise. So basically, let's say that this is the cutting edge and this is the part of the handle. I rotate like this once, then I rotate a second time and a third time, and finally, when the moment comes that this point is towards the handle again, that means that I have to sharpen this one again. Okay, so now I'm going to make a demonstration. Okay, I have this piece of ambrosia maple here. It's relatively hard wood, and this is a new cutter. So what I am going to do is remove it from the plastic, put it in the holder and make some cuts, and then store the shavings so I can compare them with a freshly sharpened cut. Okay, these are the shavings generated by the new cutter, just removed from the bag, and these are the shavings that were generated by the one that I sharpened, this one here. And really I cannot distinguish much of a difference between the two. I think they are pretty similar. What I'm going to do now is to put a side-by-side comparison of the two cutters in the cutting process to see how they look. Perhaps these are a bit thinner than these ones. I don't know what that means, but I think this sharpened cutter is really in very good shape, so I'm going to leave it installed in the tool holder. Okay, I am pretty satisfied with the result of the sharpening of these carbide cutters. This is the round one, the one that I just used, and I will leave it right there in the tool because I will use that one from now on until it loses the edge. I have several cutters freshly sharpened, so I will use them all until all of them have been, blunted, and then I sharpen all together. I think it's worth it to have these diamond stones to sharpen them, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please mark below the like button. Also make comments, and if you haven't subscribed yet, do so. In that way, every time I upload a new video, you will receive a notification. And until the next one, cheers!